Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our first day of Christmas week workout. So this will be our Monday workout. We will have a single workout and a hero workout on Tuesday, tomorrow, Christmas Eve. There will be no classes held on the 25th for Christmas Day. Merry Christmas. And then the rest of the week will be as programmed, okay? So keep an eye out for class schedules because some of them will be changing on the days around the holidays, specifically around Christmas and New Year's. For today, it's going to be all lifting, so some supersets. You can get your heart rate up if you rush the lunges a little bit, but for the most part, this is strength building as our focus for today. So let's begin with 3 rounds through, 10 calories or about a minute of cardio. Get your PVC pipe and get some pass-throughs in. After your pass-throughs, go to your band around the rig, and we're gonna do band rows, right? So making sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades back, pulling towards you. I would like for your palms to be facing up when you do this, as opposed to palms facing down, all right? So palms up, grabbing the band from underneath and pulling towards your chest and apart, okay? So towards and apart. And then the last one is our front foot elevated split squat. So I'm in about a lunge width stance and I'm pushing backwards. So my front leg is totally straight in this stance. And then I'm gonna drive my knee forward and down into this bottom position. So a good stretch on the hip flexor on the back leg or the trailing leg, and then a stretch of the heel cord, your Achilles, and the patella tendon on the front leg, right? So I'm going cycling between those two positions all the way down and forward, all the way up and back. If you would like to add a weight on the second and third rounds, that is fine. Do the first round just stretching it out. So for today, we'll have 2 exercises in the rack with their superset. So the first one is just our bench press, and we are in the deload cycle of bench press. So I'd like for the weight to be 40 to 50% of your 1 rep max, and we're just doing sets of 5. So you should not need a ton of rest for these, but make sure you are touching the chest at the bottom, driving straight up over the shoulders at the top. And after that, in between your sets, all 5 of those sets, we're gonna do a 20-second Pallof hold from a power stance on either side. So I take my power stance slightly behind where the band is mounted and I'm pressing out into that tension, right? I would like for about a 90-degree angle between this imaginary line that comes straight out of my chest and the band, right? I'll hold for 20 seconds on this side. I'm not pressing, I'm just holding, and then reset, walk to the other side. And on both of these, I'm making sure I can see the clock from where I'm standing so I don't have to like face away and then constantly be looking over my shoulder at the clock, okay? All right, so that's our first exercise and superset. When you're done with that, we can put the bench away. We can set the bar up to your squat height for the next exercise, which is back rack lunges and some core stuff. So now for the back rack lunges, we'll have the barbell in the rack. If you would like to put a red mat down or get one of the green pads or an ab mat as a target for your knee, that can really help out this exercise to get that bottom portion of the range of motion that can be a little bit dicey. Many people, myself included, if you hit your knee too hard on the floor, you will feel it afterwards and it's not a good thing to do repetitively. So I try to have like a cushion underneath it or just control the movement so you barely tap your knee. But we're going from this back squat position, standing tall, taking 1 good step backwards, or maybe 2, depending on how you want to do it, right? But I like to step backwards, tap my knee, upright torso, 90-degree angle at each of the knees, and then squeeze and 1 step back to that middle position. And we're alternating legs. So do 6 on the right, 6 on the left, and then walk it back into the rack. And then if you want to step further back, you can do like a walking lunge version of it forward. I feel like this is just more motion and more strain on that front leg, front knee when I do it that way. So your choice. It is 6 reps per leg, and generally we say a challenging weight for this is in the like half of your back squat max, right? So don't be afraid to load these up and test it out. A lot of times in the beginning, it feels really unstable and it feels like you can barely do it. Stick with that weight another set, it'll feel better. This is one of those movements like an overhead squat where in the beginning of the workout, it feels a lot wobblier. And then as your nervous system comes online and figures out how to do it, you'll feel more and more stable and more capable of adding weight as you go through that set, okay? The superset for the back rack lunges is 2 exercises. So the first one is a Russian twist, which you can do with a weight if you like to, but it is trying to rotate my torso until my elbow is close to my opposite thigh in either direction. So 12 reps in either direction. And then what I like to happen is immediately on hitting rep number 12, you go right into a 30-second hollow hold, right? So we're reaching out, trying to create a small contact patch with the ground. So shoulder blades up, and I'm trying to curl my hips up off the ground, holding for 30 seconds right after I finish my Russian twist to make that a little bit more spicy for you. And that is 4 sets through, and the combination of those 2 lifts and all the superset activities as well as the warm-up should take us the majority of the session, and then you can do your cool down afterwards. All right, that's it for this Monday. Hope you have a great one. I'll see you guys on Christmas Eve.